people don't know what I look like until now. Until they start going to the movies. They're gonna see my face. Big deal.
Yesterday, leaving many questions. 38-year-old John Kane was killed while working security at the Grand Rapids.
More tonight about the security guard who was killed on the job this week. His dad and brother telling us he was a committed father, beloved football coach, and a respected member of their family. We're also learning more about the man who killed
on the gridiron. Kane was a full-time coach for the Grand Rapids Thunder semi-pro football team, and his family said in the weeks leading up to his murder, they had pleaded with him to leave his other job as a security guard at the Grand Rapids Inn. The 38-year-old was shot and killed there on Tuesday night. His apparent killer, 21-year-old Jacob Grzargiak, he was a guest at the hotel that night, and Kane was asked to evict him after noise complaints.
Responding to a noise complaint when he became the random target of the shooting. The shooter recorded it on Snapchat, throwing up gang signs before grabbing the gun.
You really just don't notice how it feels to keep scrolling for a feature just to kill.
That's straight, bro.
Wow, bugged out. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, OMG Hawk, One Man Gang. Hope everybody well. Today we covering the tragic events of the early morning hours of November 2nd, 2021 in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which took the life of 38-year-old John Kane Jr. and ultimately ended with John's murderer, 21-year-old Jacob Grzargiak, taking his own life a short time after. John Kane was working his shift as a security guard for the Grand Rapids Inn on 28th Street Southwest in Wyoming, Michigan. Sometime before midnight, a complaint was made to the hotel about loud music and disruptive behavior coming from a second-floor room shared by Jacob and another individual. Reports also state that Jacob and this unnamed individual were wandering around the hotel property, disturbing other guests. Either way, security was asked to evict Jacob and the other individual from that room. As John reaches the second-floor balcony of the hotel, he gets into a verbal confrontation with Jacob, and what happens next is what pushed this case into the national spotlight and left many, such as myself, appalled, shocked, and left to ask what the just happened and why. And Jacob enters his room, props his phone up with a view of the open door, and starts recording. The Nardowick track Who Wants Smoke remix is blaring out the room. The beginning of Lil Durk's verse can be heard as Jacob appears facing the camera with sunglasses on, a dark cloth draped over his head concealing the top of his face while throwing up gang signs that appear to be double pitchforks. Almost simultaneously, John can be seen on video standing outside the room. John and Jacob exchange a few words. John asks Jacob something pertaining to whether or not he was going to leave. While turned facing the camera, Jacob replies, "It's straight, bro," draws a firearm from his waistband, turns and faces John, and immediately fires a shot while chasing him out the door, all while continuing to shoot John as he retreated. Although the actual shooting wasn't captured in view of the camera, the audio was. Off camera, you can hear John scream the word "gun" repeatedly, which reportedly was protocol among the security in order to alert the other guards and close citizens to dial police. His screams are credited with protecting another hotel guest who, upon hearing them, took cover just before gunfire penetrated her room. Over John's screams, a total of 8 gunshots can be heard before Jacob can be seen running back into the room, holding a firearm and approaching his phone before the video ends. Unfortunately, John Kane Jr. was struck by gunfire and succumbed to his wounds on scene. He was 38 years old and survived by an 8-year-old daughter, Nyamari, loving parents, Belinda Atkinson and John Kane Sr., as well as many loved family, friends, current and former football players, as John was a well-loved coach in the Rocket football program, which is West Michigan's youth football league, as well as coaching staff for the semi-professional Grand Rapids Thunder. My condolences to everyone his loss affected. Jacob Grigorczyk fled on foot to a nearby home, which turned out to be his mother's. Wyoming police received information pointing to Jacob as a possible suspect in the hotel murder, and upon arriving to his mother's residence to investigate, he was discovered dead inside his bedroom with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. John Kane Sr. was quoted saying, "He took the easy way out." Wow, it's real tragic. My condolences go out to his family. You know, I hope that one day his daughter, Mari, will be able to find some kind of peace and solace and knowing what kind of man her father was and how many people he affected in a positive way. He seemed to be a real light in the community where he was, so my condolences to him first and foremost. You know, I was fascinated when I first saw the video because, you know, I just made me wonder, like, damn, like, what made this kid think that this was the way to go? You know, as I was doing research for this case, I saw one news report that the headline was saying that this could be a possible gang initiation. I did see the gang signs, like we all did, but it was real cringeworthy to me. The implication that what he was doing was a gang initiation, or that this was an allegiance to some kind of gang, or the stacking points in a gang. Honestly, with the popularity of all these Gangsta Disciple rappers, GD rappers, BD rappers,
they done let the GDs in the dough.
Just gang culture in general being popular with hip hop and aligned with what he was listening to at the moment.
What the fuck is that?
You know what I'm saying? I personally don't feel like he was connected to a gang. I did a lot of extensive research and I didn't see anything. So, I mean, if somebody is claiming them, let me know in the comments. But from what I see, it just looked like he was turned up, feeling the music. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, he thinks he's rapping something out there. I don't know, but man, just the fact that simple altercation of a security guard telling you gotta leave because y'all know y'all wilding out was enough for you to just blindside that man and murder him in cold blood. I mean, were you turned up on something? Was he on something besides just the music? You know what I mean? Was the drugs having geeking? And he just, you know, he took that man's life and realized what he did and couldn't live with it and took his own? Was it something deeper? You know, I had read reports that recently he was committed because he had attempted suicide, OD'd on Xanax, and, you know, made other attempts to end his life. So was this like going out big? I'm assuming he knew he was gonna go viral. So in that aspect, I guess he accomplished what he wanted to, but I mean, is that the impression you want to give? So, anybody else who sees that and thought maybe that was cool, or he went out like a G. I mean, I know most of us look at that and laugh, but you never know. People going through it are impressionable, and there's a lot of America that's just like him. You know what I'm saying? That's dealing with issues that, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, don't know how to work it out. So, you know, my condolences to everybody involved. Crazy situation. I just thought I would touch on it a little bit. It bugged me out, so I figured it'd probably mess with y'all too. But yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know if that Narda Wick just had him that turned up, that he was just, you know what I mean, wanted to let something off. He didn't care who it was. Next person that crossed him, you know what I mean, that he felt like was oppish, he was just gonna let it off, because I don't know, that remix in particular go crazy. Like, I ain't even gonna front. I think 21 got the best verse, but Dirt verse crazy as hell too. Oh man, it was interesting to me how he started like right on Dirk's verse, but yeah, man, you know what they say. I don't want to be one of them people that, you know.
I have had kids that have committed violent crimes say to me that they are inspired by the lyrics of their favorite artist.
Yeah, man, I appreciate everybody who watched the video, you know what I mean? Like, share, subscribe, and all that, you know what I mean? I'm gonna try to bring out more content. But yeah, man, everybody stay safe, stay well. You know what I mean? If you're going through it, you know what I mean? Don't crash out, you know what I mean? Don't be no crash dummy. Don't do nothing that you know is just gonna be destructive, man. Try to talk to somebody first. And if that don't work, try to talk to somebody else. If that don't work, try to talk to somebody else, cause you know what I mean? Crashing out like that, you know what I mean? You might get a little bit of infamy, but at the end of the day, man, your legacy should be important to you, and that's no way to go out. OMG.